You know what? I'm gonna get you a White Claw.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Episode 5 of The Boys Season 3 is here, and this episode was amazing. A lot of things happened, like so much things happened. That we need to break down this episode. We got an epic musical, Butcher and Maeve, what just happened, the introduction of one of the characters from the comics, this being the legend, Frenchie and Kimiko, and more. Okay, so the first thing about this episode is the discovery of Soldier Boy in the last episode, and how in this one he is a lost man finding himself. We got a lot of similarities of that of Captain America, a lost soldier in battle, finding himself in the current timeline, trying to piece his life together again. Something that we see in Soldier Boy in this episode, finding himself in America to see how the world has changed, but as well suffering from the PTSD that he's going through. This is something that we see at the end when he says to the Crimson Countess that he had hope of her going to find him. We can see the mindset of the character. Now, the mission in this episode, well, the boys have a plan to use this weapon, this being Soldier Boy, to stop Homelander once and for all. And we see a lot of people in this episode sharing that belief. Queen Maeve wants to stop Homelander, and by sharing this thought, she is sent to the Global Wellness Center. This is an excuse bot used when the hero goes in another direction. Obviously, we know that she was not sent here.
The Center by Vought is a proud sponsor of VNN.
Starlight is laser focused in stopping Homelander, but when the opportunity presents, she doesn't accept this.
You're teaming up with a murderer.
And the relationship of Huey and her is not in great standards. It's going to be interesting to see how Chi and MM are going to team up to discover what's going to be the next step of Soldier Boy. Now, the episode was a game changer on how things are developing this season. Of course, this is to stop Homelander. However, we can see how Soldier Boy has another plan. He's looking for those who betrayed him. This is explained in the conversation that he has with Crimson Countess for him to be given to Russia. But something that I noticed in that conversation between Crimson Countess and him and Soldier Boy, as well as the conversation of Homelander and Queen Maeve, even saying the exact same lines and how they love each other, but in reality they hated them, showing the similarities of Homelander and Soldier Boy. Let's go ahead and play that scene now.
Because I still loved you. I loved you. In my own way.
I hated you.
I hated you.
Now, speaking about love, it was nice to see the development of Frenchie and Kimiko's love, as well as how they're growing that relationship. However, this is not going in the right direction for them. We have little Nina sneaking in and ruining the cute and wholesome relationship that these two characters have. This grows in Kimiko speaking for the first time and even imagining a dance routine, which was the best part of the episode. Now, this is a metaphor in how the character is growing and is becoming more human, something that we see in the other characters. Kimiko is becoming more human instead of a monster because she feels that she is a monster going from the last episode. Of course, after the unexpected kiss, little Nina captures Frenchie to do a work for her, leaving Kimiko alone. It was so sad, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the next episode with this. But before that, we get an awesome musical scene. Of course, this is Imagine, but this is the song I Got a Rhythm, with the film during this is Girl Crazy, a huge in the 1940s. Now, we even got the similarities of that scene in this episode from the tapping, so that was so nice to see, and just honoring the original song, but I just love the different twists that they did in the episode. The song meaning can be applied to having to do with how our lives are better when we have a partner. It's about how having someone by your side makes you feel more alive and complete. The song also refers to the rhythm of life itself. It's something that we can see in the character of Kimiko, how she feels more alive and she got rhythm when she is with Frenchie, and that is making me blush. Just beautiful. The episode cannot be without surprises. Before that, my name is Christian from Beyond Premiere. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn notifications when videos like this. But thank you so much for watching, and let's begin. We got an awesome cameo by one of the producers, and this scene was so hilarious when the boys go to Crimson Countess. But in another turn of events, this is Queen Maeve that goes to bring the B-24 to Butcher, and how they went into another route. This was a huge surprise, but they end up being together. This was nice. But the conversation that we see with Butcher saying that, hey, he's haunted by the idea that he's a monster. He has identified himself with the rage that he has inside, which was a nice way to look at the character from another lens, and I just love that. But of course, how the use of B24 is going to have a impact in his life, bringing all of that to the surface. So let's continue to see the development of the character. We can see how he has some trauma inside of him, that when he sees Huey, he sees an image of his brother. So let's see what happens with that. Now, the use of B24 is causing a big issue with Huey and Starlight, and how he feels he needs this to feel powerful and to protect Starlight. However, we get to see that this is not what she wants, and it's just for him to be there for her. This is something that we see in the previous episode when he's opening the glass, and in this episode how that has changed, where he feels more confident. But of course, this is coming from the B24. So let's see what happens with this feeling that he's getting with the B24, going from the ending scene of this episode. The relationship of him and Starlight is not in the right path. So I'm excited to see how they are going to be together, but of course they're not going to be together, going from what happened at the end. So the episode focused on finding Soldier Boy. After destroying a building, the boys come together to visit someone from the comics. This is the Legend. The story of the Legend in the show is different. He was the previous BP before Stillwell, and now we can see how Paul Reiser is in this episode, who you may know from Stranger Things as well as other incredible movies and TV shows. The character in the comics is different from what we see here. In the comics, he's a take or a parody on Stan Lee. He's the one that did the comics about heroes, missions, and so on, and how they can manipulate media using comics. He first appeared in issue 7, where Butcher and Huey go to Vinny's Comics to get more information on Ted Knight. This was nice to see. In the comics, fun fact, the Legend and Queen Maeve have a son named Blarney. I cannot say the other word, but yes, that was so nice, and this is something that happens in the comics. So, but he explained what happened with Soldier Boy and what is his mission. And the big twist of this episode is how they're gonna team up to stop Homelander, but the boys have to help with whatever Soldier Boy is going to do next. Of course, we can see that he's gonna get payback on payback. Now, another big part of the episode, and something that is really a real topic, leave it for the end because I want to talk about this, and it's a real topic happening in our world. From the last episode, A-Train wants to do something about this, and we can see that here. Ashley, now CEO of BOT, set up a meeting where they establish a deal where he goes and apologizes and makes the situation better. However, he showed his true colors, and this doesn't go well. This was a really sad part of the episode, how someone like Blue Hawk can just do that to people that they were not doing anything wrong. This was a normal conversation, and of course we can see how Adrian wants to get revenge on Blue Hawk from what he did, which is that his brother is badly injured. Let's see what's gonna happen with Blue Hawk and Adrian in the next episode, knowing that Adrian wants to get revenge on what he did after the situation escalated. So let's see what happens with Blue Hawk and Adrian in the next episode. So how the episode ends? Well, at the end of the episode, we see the team up of Soldier Boy and the boys going after Homelander. Let's see what happens with that. MM is no longer in the boys, so there's a lot of things set up for the next episode, which is going to be Herogasm, which I cannot wait to see how they're going to do this. But what are your thoughts on this episode? Leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.